Anyhow, one sector on which people have been increasingly optimistic, and you just heard Tahir Bajra also make that point, is real estate. So let's get that conversation going. Mr. Irfan Razack, CMD of the Prestige Group, is with us. Mr. Razack, thanks so much for joining in. You know, from a market perspective, and we were just discussing this with the guest who was on earlier. While all of you, most of the listed companies have been sounding optimistic, the numbers have been good, the pre-sales have been good, real estate stocks have been a little quiet and somber. But we're not discussing the stock with you, we're discussing the business performance. Super solid first half. The question is, can this sustain? Can this last? This 8-9% increase in pricing that you've reported, the kind of pre-sales momentum you've reported, is the going continue to be as good as you look at the rest of the year?
I believe, good morning, I believe that the momentum definitely can sustain. It's all about how you strategize and how you work yourself up and bring in the pipeline. And since the going is good, since there is demand, the teams also have been working very well and very hard to see that there is more and more inventory that we create and bring to the market so that the pre-sales can also be managed and the momentum is kept up. Yes, we have reached at certain highs. Now, from these highs, the only thing is that we have to sustain this. We have to make sure that the same momentum goes on. The demand will be there, but the most difficult part is bringing the inventory to the market. What it means by bringing the inventory to the market, land is the raw material, then it's the approvals and all of that. So it's a bit a tough job. But I think the teams have pulled this off in the last 2 quarters. And I think the next 2 quarters also should be pretty strong.
So, I mean, real estate obviously is a lumpy business. So you'll have some phenomenal quarters and then 1 or 2 quarters, there can be a lull. But if I average it out, I mean, you've been growing at 50%, at least in the last quarter. For this year as a whole, and more importantly next year, because, your launch pipeline has been huge, 18 million square feet, right? So give us some sense, on a sustainable CAGR basis, what's the kind of sales growth you're hoping to clock, not just this year, but going into next year as well? I mean, is 25-30% growth in sales momentum, is that a fair assumption?
I mean, it depends on what base you're starting at. See, now the base that has come up is quite huge. Nobody ever thought that a listed real estate or unlisted real estate company could do more than 10,000 crores in a particular year. Now that got surpassed. Then we talked about 15,000, that got surpassed. Then 20,000 got surpassed. So now we are all thinking that probably we can reach the 30K mark. But then at that level, at that base, for you to grow again 25% will be quite a challenge. But I think it would be fair to assume that we have to keep growth. And a fair growth between 10 to 12% on a very high base should be very reasonable to expect. And I think that's what we, along with the team, should work together to see that that is sustained. And because the market is there is demand, there is a need.
And that you're saying, sir, at the pre-sales level,
yes,
10 to 12% steady state pre-sales growth year after year in the near visible future, right?
Absolutely.
Okay. And this is from here on, because pricing has also gone up in most markets. And we were having this conversation with Pavitra Shankar just yesterday. So pricing is also important to understand, right? And pricing has gone up very smartly. Even for you, I think realizations are up 8-9%. So from here on, this pre-sales growth, will it largely be a function of volume? Or is there some scope to enhance pricing as well, blended pricing across the portfolio?
No, I think it'll be more of volume. And I personally do not want the pricing to run up much more than what it has. Yes, pricing correcting itself and adjusting itself against inflation that's what is expected. But unreasonable pricing, because land price has gone up, expectations from landowners are more and more, that can't happen. And that should not happen. It's going to be counterproductive because we have to have an eye on the affordability also. We have to make sure the goods that we are producing are also acceptable at the consumer level, and the consumer is as yet able to still buy the product. It should not just go beyond their reach. So if we do a blend of both, yes, there is that niche market, which is the luxury market. That's a separate, I would say, a world altogether. But where the volumes will come from and where the business is the mid-income market, and that's where we need to have our eye on and keep working towards it.
Okay, all right. Hi, Mr. Razack. Just one quick question, sir. Good to hear that your business is doing well, and I'm seeing your projects coming up in Mumbai as well, which is good. The problem is this air quality is getting bad. And, various quarters of the government are saying that they're looking into it and they'll be sounding off various developers. Anything you have heard on that front and any measures that you're taking? Because the air quality out here is, really taking a bit of a hit. So your comment on that.
I think in whatever work that we do have to keep an eye on the environment, including the air quality. It's just not the developers who are responsible for the bad air quality. It's a combination of many things that happen. But I don't want to shrug that off. We as responsible developers would definitely like to take steps and measures that will not allow dust pollution to go out of our sites. There are many things that we can do, including, we have to have that proper shielding of all the dust that goes out of the property.
Okay.
We have to do, our trucks have to be wheel washed once they go out. So all this will help. Even small measures do help. And at the end of the day, that is what is going to protect the environment and protect the air quality. And collectively, if it's done, it'll have an impact.
Sir, quick last question. That's air quality, and we're really dealing with it. I mean, just could never imagine that a city that's next to the sea will have issues similar to the national capital, which is landlocked. But that's the unfortunate part we're in. Quick last word on the labor code, sir, and whether that impacts the real estate industry in any way. Do you see costs going up? Because now it's all getting formalized. A lot of the additional benefits would perhaps be coming through.
I think labor is off late in the last few years has been a concern. Unfortunately, there's migrant labor that comes in from the eastern part of the country. It's who comes and settles down here and works really hard and to churn the wheels of the economy. And they need to be protected. They need to be paid their wages correctly. And I do believe that labor has to be, one thing is skilling needs a lot more focus on. And we need to bring more and more quality of life for the labor so that they come and take these trades and they keep producing. Because
what is the cost increase, sir, if at all? I'm not sure, because there are 4 different codes and one of them deals with working conditions, health and safety, etc. So have your teams right now worked out if there is a cost implication, any increase?
There will be a cost implication, but I think it is for the good. And they will be, because see, I believe labor is the last person in the line, and their lives also need to have a quality of life. And we should be the first to see that we protect that. And I think the cost increase on labor, just that component of labor, should be anywhere between 10 to 15%.
Okay, so labor costs could go up by 10 to 15%. That gives us a sort of ballpark working estimate. And of course, like you're saying, it's for the good. So it simply has to be sort of taken up. Thank you very much, Mr. Razack, for joining in. Good to get all of that perspective from you. You have a good day as we go forward. We'll